I spent a quarter of my life getting my degree, finishing university, getting through that whole thing. A quarter of my life. I'm 24. That's 6 years. Three-fourths of my life was spent in school altogether. This is a long time. It's a long time coming, and it feels like such a big accomplishment. And today I'm getting ready for my last class ever because I'm not going for like my master's or anything. I honestly, if I had all the money in the world, I would go to college for the rest of my life, I think. I'd be in university learning new things for the rest of my life. I want to be an electrician. I want to be an architect. I want to be a carpenter. I want to be everything. I want to learn how to garden. Like, I want to be a chef. I want to learn how to sew. I want to be an artist. I want to learn music production, blah, blah, blah. So you see, the list goes on. The list goes on and on and on. And unfortunately, I don't have all the money in the world. And I assume that you don't either. And what's crazy is while I was in it, I couldn't wait for it to be over. Like, and I still cannot wait for it to be over. Like, this last day, I would much rather be playing Minecraft in my bed by myself. But that's not the case. I have to go take an exam on for my like final finance class, which is super exciting. I'm a finance major and I hate it. I don't hate it. I just the industry is really really corrupt and the people I'm around are not my favorite human beings. Not all of you guys. Some of you are great, but like I had one class where I was the only girl. I'm putting on my sunscreen by the way. You know why? Because I'm the type of girl to get a sun rash. I get a sun rash when I'm out in the sun after the long, harsh winter. My skin is like, oh, what is that? And I'm like, it's just the sun, babe. So yeah, 6 years of my life. I want to talk about what that journey looked like for me because I do think that it was ideal for me and my circumstances and the growth that I needed to experience as a young lady. I'm gonna put on my lip stain right now. I love a good lip stain. This one's from Ulta. I just like, yeah, this is my curtain. I'm not like a clean girl. I'm not. Don't put me in a box. If you were to put me in a box, I'd say dirty girl, but not like that because everybody's perverted. So I would just say I I blow my nose in my shirt when I'm sick. That's the type of person I am. Okay, okay. When I started college, I the it was the semester after I graduated. So I graduated that spring, 2019, and then sorry, it's just hard to talk while you're doing your lip stuff. And then that fall, I am going to community college. And I chose my local community college because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know who I was, first of all. And I was obsessed with my high school friend group. Like, I was obsessed with them. It wasn't even funny. Like, I was like knee deep in trying to make that work. And so I go to my local community college. Also, not to mention, I didn't have any freaking money. And I'm the youngest out of four kids. So my mom didn't have any money. And so that was my only option. And you know what was really great is they offered me uh, really great scholarship opportunities, and I took them. Boy, did I take every single opportunity that was handed to me in my white privilege because other people don't have those privileges. And it felt wrong of me to not pursue these goals with everything that I had because of the blockades and things preventing other people from accessing these opportunities. And so, yes, I took advantage of them and I did the best I could. And honestly, when I was at my community college, they paid me to go to school. So it was a lot easier to commit to than like a 4 year university, I think, because I was being paid to do it, which made life so much better because I was also like a full time, like, I'm a full time working student, full time college student, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's full time in both. So I was stretched pretty thin. And then at one point I had two jobs, and those first couple years that I was there, I had no idea what I wanted to be. So I just went into business because it seemed like the smartest thing to do, even though I am an artist, even though I am like a creative. I chose the route that was going to lead me to financial success because I knew that I couldn't fund any of my creative endeavors if I didn't have money. So I did that, and I honestly ended up really liking like my business classes and stuff like that, and I kind of fell in love with it a little because I love like managing things in that aspect. So by the time I finished graduating at my community college and got my associates, I knew that I wasn't going to change my major or anything. And so I ended up going to my local use no, my my local CSU, which is CSU San Bernardino, and that was quite the transition. I'll admit, the CSU system is pretty corrupt, and that's like our university system here in California. It's corrupt, the same as the UC system, the same as any money making machine, which is public schooling. Um, so it was pretty difficult at first. I didn't get the support I needed, but all of the skills I learned at my community college prepared me for that experience, prepared me to have to choose my classes and find the right course, and to look at rate my professor and stay on top of my work. And it my community college prepared me for what to expect. And so I actually spent 4 years in my community college. Yes, I did. Because I was also like in and out of drugs, and I was in and out of friendships, and I was just a complete and utter mess, undiagnosed bipolar. Um, but by the time that I got to the CSU, where it's expensive, where it really matters, I was on the narrow and straight path. I was like clean. I was doing what I needed to do. And so I was able to get out of there in 2 years, and I minimized the debt that I was in because of that. And I'm just really, really thankful that I went to community college, and I recommend it to every single person I've ever met, because I think that even though I didn't get the true college experience, I didn't make that many friends while I was at college, it's like I was so much more prepared for what the real world had to offer because of that experience. I think a lot of kids who go to 4 year universities, and this isn't to blame them at all, I just think that they're in their walkable communities. They're surrounded by people that they know, and um, when that ends, I think it's very abrupt, and then they have to deal with the job market and all the harsh realities of the world outside of that walkable community that is just almost like soul crushing. And I know that I don't exactly relate to that, but I hold so much empathy for these people. And I just think that's something to consider when you're making your decision about what university you want to go to. So yeah, it's okay if it takes you longer than you had wanted. um Ooh, I'm gonna do a bit eyeliner. I love to line like right there on my eye, like right above. You'll see right now. I'll just hold the like to go like this. I like to think that it makes my eye look a little bit bigger. Can you tell the difference? I don't know. Um, as you can tell, I'm really excited to graduate. And obviously, I'm so proud of myself because there were many times that I like had complete breakdowns in class and had to like go cry in the bathroom by myself, or had to leave school early, or to email professors saying that I just couldn't do it that week because life gets in the way and it gets really difficult and really, really hard. And it you have to know yourself well enough to know when to take a break. And if you need to drop a class or drop out, you got to do what you got to do. And I think so much of college is growing up and learning about yourself and who you are and what you want. And I think that's the most valuable takeaway that I got from my college degree, other than some of my financial skills. But to be honest, guys, I don't even think I'm going to use that degree. I just got it because in this world, degrees matter. So, like, there's a lot of jobs that just turn down candidates who don't have anything. So, that sucks because there's a lot of qualified people that just either, like I said earlier, didn't have the opportunity. And it's all about that. It's not about them not being smart enough or them not being blah, blah, blah. It's about the privilege that they have had in their life to do this. And I'm not saying that hard work doesn't pay off, because obviously it does. But for example, there's kids that don't have a community college right up the street. There's kids that don't have a family to live with while they're in college. There's kids that don't have the support they need to get through that treacherous fight that is university. I think a lot of people downplay it and make it seem like it's super easy, but if you're a full-time student and working full-time, it just is so soul crushing. And then where's your social life? And then you're dealing with family problems, and then you're dealing with your childhood trauma all at the same time. And it's just a really difficult time to traverse. And if you don't have the support, I wouldn't have made it if I didn't have my family. So the lip stain has sat. I love to like blend it in. It feels like I'm ending a really big chapter in my life. And there were so many times that I felt loved, and there were so many times that I felt unworthy of love. And it's just incredible to see the difference between the person I was when I started college, that scared girl, like fresh out the psych ward, in a really toxic relationship, and to now, um, multiple years healed, healing, actively working towards the best version of myself that I can be, actively communicating with the people around me. It's just such a black and white difference. And there were so many times that I doubted that I would make it. And there were so many times that I hoped that I wouldn't, because it was hard. I wanted to quit and give up. And um, I'm really, really glad that I didn't. And I'm really glad that I saw it through. And I might be alone on my last day of class, but I don't feel that longing loneliness that lingers with me through my life. I feel like I have myself here, you know? Like, the girl that's graduating was the girl that started college, and then I'm here with her, and I'm her best friend, and I'm so loving and supportive that she feels safe enough to walk across that stage and graduate. That's how I feel. I feel like all of the versions of myself that ever cried or suffered are here with me now, and graduating is a celebration of them. So I really wish you a happy graduation and good luck on all your finals. And of course, the audio cut out, but I probably said something like mushy gushy and that I hope the best for your future. And then I blew you guys a kiss. Bye bye.